All right, so we got some more Shannon Briggs. This is the long one. Like a knockout compilation. See, broke the record for first round knockouts. Shannon the Cannon Briggs. It should be good. Now you might have that clip I was talking about. That guy, I guess he got hit to the ribs and he just fell to his knees and told the ref that was it. So that body shot finished it. So it's over 30 minutes. Let's check this one out. Mm.
Even among the contrasting group of boxing legends, Shannon Briggs is just something else.
The champ is here! And Jones, beaten by bone crusher Smith, Tony Tucker.
The last gangster of that glorious era had been altering jawlines since the early 90s. Scored a record number of first-round finishes.
Early. Watch out for that one spot. And Bowen goes down.
And donned the championship belt in the 2000s.
The pause is too much either.
He's still relevant these days, extravagantly weaving himself into sporting folklore.
Let's go, Tim!
Today we recall the high-voltage knockouts.
Away from the game. Now there's a couple of left hands and a big right hand.
And the wild antics of this explosive pugilist that earned him the nickname, the Cannon.
Let's go, champ!
Shannon was born in 1971 and comes from the same New York City neighborhood as Riddick Bowe and Tyson. It was Iron Mike who once scared Briggs stiff in Bristol Park, inspiring the scrawny, asthmatic boy to start pumping iron.
I'm glad I didn't win that day. Well, it changed my life. Because I was looking at you. I was a little boy. I was looking at you. And I said, man, I want to be like that. I want to come on and people be scared.
However, Shannon's life beat him down worse than older kids on the block ever could, and his drug-addicted single mother couldn't save her son from homelessness. Tyson had become the undisputed world champion by then, earning millions as an iconic figure. The destitute Briggs once again followed the example of his ghetto neighbor, and at the age of 17, settled in the local gym, where the coach allowed him to stay at night.
She said, well, if I buy these boots, you're going to have to knock them out fast because, you can't breathe after, second, third round. I said, don't worry. I'm going to knock them all out in the first round.
By 20 years old, Shannon's mane of hair was almost as impressive as his amateur career, where he captured several titles and became the third best heavyweight in the U.S. The prospect's sheer physicality grew alongside the weight on the barbell.
Briggs is mean.
Soon he was recognized by the sports elite.
My hands are serious.
Despite missing the Olympics due to an injury, Briggs caught the eye of Tyson's former coach, Teddy Atlas. He took up the young prodigy, convincing him to join the pro ranks in July 1992. Chained by amateur restrictions no more, Shannon quickly realized things get real when money is involved. He hurried to call an ambulance.
Blurry on the what.
Designer. Good left hook by Briggs. Good body shot by Briggs. And a straight right.
But not for himself.
When you saw it.
Well, that guy fell to his knee. That's not the one I'm thinking
Briggs
of.
proved he was ready for the big league.
He got hit in the rib. He fell to his knee.
Same as the amateurs? No, not at all. Big jump, no headgear, shirt off.
Shannon kept striking while the iron was hot, dispatching 3 more guys inside of a round. In 5 months, the heavy-hitting maestro bulldozed through 10 opponents. 9 of them adorned the canvas with their discombobulated bodies.
On the seat of his pants, rough with it.
And just like that, every boxing fan was put on notice about the young gun, appropriately named the Cannon. While Iron Mike was behind bars, Briggs got declared the second coming of Tyson.
Imagine if they had a fought back then. And this guy like he was drunk.
Possessing such calamitous power and towering at 6 feet 4 inches tall, he would send people into the dark void one after another.
Uppercut back over on the left. It's probably an awkward target for Briggs.
Whoa.
The first one to give him a challenge was Mark Young, who made it a good scrap back in '94.
Well, never made it here, so it's Young who stepped in. And Mark Young made it clear to us. He didn't want her to lose.
And Young wasn't having it.
Caution to the wind in 2 straight rounds. The vet proved susceptible to long-range blasts.
Pretty much controls the tempo and he rips off a combination. I haven't seen Shannon for a while. Big right.
And endured the explosions in the pocket.
He would double up. Later down.
Briggs particularly focused on the midsection. Mark slowed down and got lost in the fog of war. With a minute left on the clock, Shannon went all in.
Put him to sleep.
That same
Hit
year,
him on the way
Briggs'
down.
Millstones grinded the respectable Jimmy Ellis.
Handed heavyweight, several-time Golden Glove champion in New York with Teddy Atlas in his corners.
Teddy Atlas.
The rest of the opposition couldn't withstand the cannon's might either.
It's singular jabs. If he would double up with the jabs.
That other
And
dude
Shannon
looked like he
closed
was
the
taking
year
a
of
nap.
1994 with a record of
Yeah, he looked like he was
20-0,
taking a nap, that
including
guy.
17 knockouts.
He was out.
12 of them in the opening stretch. In January 1995, Briggs faced Craig Payne, who in fact started boxing just to lose weight. The pudgy Major Payne casually swallowed continuous jabs
Major pain.
By the delaying tactics.
and proved to have a solid belly all around.
The fight usually takes him on much shorter.
Shannon didn't want to risk it with a boxer who once defeated a young Tyson and went the distance.
Had defeated the
Briggs
young
made it to
Tyson.
the top 25 and realized that dragging fights to decisions wasn't gonna cut it. He redeemed himself in short time.
Jones weighing in at 19 stone and 9 pounds and under pressure early on here. What a start this is from Shannon Briggs, the New Yorker. Beaten by Bone Crusher Smith, Tony Tucker,
A year
Had him
later,
hanging on the
Cannon was
ropes.
back on a run of 3 unfortunate opponents.
Well, what a start this fight. Shannon Briggs, and it's all over.
They never lasted until the 3rd minute.
Well, there's so much time. Oh, the gun show's gone now.
Knocked his mouthpiece out. Rough with it.
And gripping it, big bother now. And it's all over, surely. Instead, he rushed after Shannon Briggs, and he has paid the price. Shannon Briggs body shots have ended this fight. Now he should have tried to hang on, and that's it.
In 1996, Shannon was matched against the unbeaten finisher, Darrell Wilson. A ticket to the upper echelon was at stake, and Briggs promised to bring Big Cannon energy. He jumped headfirst into a ferocious slugfest.
Left hook by Briggs. Darrell Wilson has never been knocked down, but Briggs has twice connected now with that left hook.
Wilson was put on skates right away.
Another left hook lands. Wilson wobbly. Briggs trying to finish him right away, as he's done in each of the last 3 bouts.
Not giving in to fear, Darrell launched a counteroffensive.
There'll be no first-round knockout tonight.
Albeit winded,
That
Shannon
referee said
unloaded
ain't no first
consecutive
round tonight.
concussive shots in the 2nd frame.
Briggs again
Not referee,
getting hit.
commentator.
Now
Still, he shouldn't have
They were
lingered on
beating
the
each other in
inside
the head.
third.
Rough with it.
Briggs landed a straight right hand.
You don't have to reach out. Briggs, you gotta understand that.
After receiving a cut, Briggs lost concentration and stayed within point-blank range.
Above the right eye. And that's a big target for Wilson, and he scores Shannon Briggs.
Wow.
This is over.
Clocked with a left hook, Shannon realized he was no longer at the top of the food chain for the first time. Disappearing for a while, Briggs was uncharacteristically inactive, competing just 4 times in a year and a half.
Competition early. Watch out for that first one. And Bowen goes down.
So that fight, there
Nevertheless,
must have been
his warriors
his
kept
first
finding
loss.
their targets at will.
Every time Bowen has stepped up in the front.
This was enough for Briggs to get his dream match versus George Foreman in 1997.
Now, here we
With
go.
16 knockouts and 80 bouts,
I thought it
Big
was a
George had been scaring people to
92.
death since the 70s.
He said himself, Foreman
Terrifying
was no
Tank
joke.
could still throw heat even in the 90s,
Making that fight.
Yeah, Foreman was rough.
becoming the division's oldest champion in history. Briggs hopped on the bike at the outset, and they engaged in an enchanting routine of jabs.
Foreman working behind. It depends on the money, Lennox.
Piercing shots to the torso,
Down here.
and uppercuts.
Ring and stays away from
The key difference was Shannon's left hook, delivered with metronomic regularity.
70% to get out of him sooner or later, meaning
Meanwhile, George invested in his signature overhand right.
in his contract now, exactly punching.
Briggs caught the rhythm at the midpoint with combinations to all levels.
Like I said before, I never seen Foreman knocked out.
And
Or
tagged
knocked
Foreman
down.
with single detonations.
Harold Letterman gave him the round also.
But in the 8th, the tables turned dramatically.
Particularly against the fighter.
Foreman nailed him with a big right and took the round from the seemingly idle cannon.
Low, very more so.
In the following 3 minutes, Briggs willed himself to restore the status quo. Even still, the old guard wouldn't give in to the 25-year-old contender.
Knockout. Totally one-sided affair. The two had dominated with body punching. Oh, good body shot by Shannon. Hard right hand in the body.
George kept it wildly competitive in the 11th. To close the show, the 48-year-old Foreman floored the gas pedal and broke Shannon's nose.
He can choose his opponent.
With the roaring crowd thirsty for blood, Briggs located the target and banked the classic ending.
Gets to go. Point, but to our eyes, it appears he's not in danger.
In the span of 36 minutes, the athletes produced nearly 1,000 punches. Despite Foreman's lead in significant strikes, the controversial decision and $400,000 of prize money went to Briggs. George received a consolation prize of $5 million, retiring with a big fat check.
I'll see you later.
He ain't got nothing to
As for
complain about.
Briggs, he cashed in on the opportunity
$5
to
million.
challenge for the WBC belt held by Lennox Lewis. The Olympic gold medalist was in the midst of his quest for the undisputed heavyweight belt.
Oh, Lennox,
A very
boy, was
quest
something else.
that would see the entire
You
aristocracy
never seen
of
him
the
smile.
90s
He's got that stone
buried.
face.
Wonderful shot.
You can't take that.
In March 1998, pundits gave Briggs little chance, spurring Lewis to charge forward.
I remember I did a reaction to this clip. I remember some of this.
Big key of any of his fights.
Shannon slowed him down.
Story of this fight is can Briggs do
Fraud checked the abdomen. And the battle for the best hairstyle in the division title became intriguing.
could set itself up. There's a hook by Briggs.
Yeah, I remember that. If the rope wasn't there, he would have been on his
Lewis was
ass.
never the running type. Turns out, it depends on who's chasing him.
Chopping right hand, and Lewis is reeling. Here comes Briggs with a leaping left hand. Lewis.
Saved by the bell, Lewis started putting punches together in the second stretch.
Briggs.
Yeah, Bell saved him because Briggs was
And
wearing
utilized
him,
the
about
right
to wear him
hand
out.
more often. Against all odds, this dark horse was still kicking.
Briggs shakes his head. Yes, a good hook by Briggs. Lewis again. Back to the corner. Briggs throwing all out.
Roles then got reversed. Briggs attempted to fend off with his lead hand,
Lewis trying to get the right hand.
while Lewis aggressively stormed the breaches.
By Lewis. Uppercut by Lewis. Good shot at... No.
Before the fourth round began, they both smiled. But Shannon's playfulness quickly faded.
It has been excellent thus far.
Yeah, they's about the same
Blood
size
boiled,
and same
sweat
weight.
droplets
Everything.
scattered across the canvas, and Briggs melted for the first time.
Both fighters sprinted out of the gate and Briggs is down. If you hold on to the ropes for support, it can be called a knock.
He struggled to get off the hook for a whole minute.
Right cross by Lennox Lewis. Briggs' game is just driven back again. Lewis has an opportunity. How tired is he? We will find. Good punch by Lewis. 3 shots there.
A glimmer of hope shined for a moment,
Gets hit by Briggs.
only to dim again.
Both fighters too tired to finish it. And Briggs is down again.
In the fifth, the Black Mesa entered its final stage. While Shannon's heart refused to plunge into the abyss of despair, the body wasn't so unwavering.
And Briggs is down. It may be it. He was right. He shows his gameness in the crowd with disbelief on his face. How many times does he have to put Briggs down before this will be over? These are big shots.
He stood up again and
Yeah,
fell
man, he didn't
victim
wanna
to
quit.
his own fervor.
You gotta give him that. He wasn't quitting.
Left hook. The right hand. Briggs goes down on his own accord. And it's over. He's telling Briggs.
Spinning a carousel in the champion's head.
Would set himself up for the fight and a hook by Briggs.
Yeah, if that rope
And
wasn't
really
there,
making him
he would have been on
feel
the
the
ground.
Chopping right hand and Lewis is reeling. Here comes Briggs with a
Briggs heroically endured 3 knockdowns.
And Briggs is down. His fighters sprinted out of the gate and Briggs is down. And Briggs make it.
However, his inability to maintain balance eventually resulted in a stoppage.
Champion of the world, Shannon!
The $1 million of prize money was spent in 9 months, so the American Cannon made a comeback and launched a victorious salvo. As usual, the opponent bowed out in less than a round.
Stance.
Again, is this shot? Hey, Shannon, he just had a birthday on the 4th of January. Could be December.
Around the turn of the century, talks of a showdown with Tyson arose. But first Shannon had to go through Francois Botha. The South African was a former IBF champion and occupied a contender spot in the Royal Division. The 27-year-old Briggs set the slaughter in motion early.
He's a busy man. Ooh, look at that.
He relentlessly catapulted the right hand
Briggs does have the short button, so like I said, his last fight, good right hand.
and skillfully switched targets on his brilliant jab.
Because that's a
This when he put the weight
Shannon
on
didn't
it,
forget the
I
patented
think.
body work either.
He's still not a tone.
In the third stretch,
Put some weight
both
on.
decided to show why they called him the White Buffalo.
He's letting.
And the Warriors kicked it up a notch.
Both are doing the fighting right now.
An overhand right.
They continue to rack up the punch counter.
What Lannister was talking about. So when look, he's on the timing. He throws a punch out just when they go. Breaks his leg.
And when the roar of the cannon began to damage the eardrums,
Both are. With what appears to be not very quick right hand.
Francois returned the favor in spades.
Double left jab, there it is.
There's all Briggs has got in his jaw.
Overhand right side.
In response, Shannon tried to rush his way in,
Shannon Briggs to the chin of Francois Botha.
yet he unwisely threw away the red cape
Because, oh,
On the top of the head goes Briggs.
and ended up mano a mano with a raging bull in a squared circle.
He's just toying with the left, nails him with the right.
In the second half, it became clear that the fighters watched the Rocky movies too many times.
An abrasion above the right eye of Botha with just a cut over the left eye quickly.
The astonished spectators witnessed the initiative change hands more often than Snoop Dogg's blunt.
How about that?
Wild lefts against Lennox Lewis. And those are just walking on.
Ridiculous. I can't understand. I cannot understand.
Late into the 8th, Briggs dug deep, spelling trouble for the enemy.
There's a straight right hand by Briggs. He's got strikes. It's a knockout.
He went
Shannon
in.
couldn't finish him off, though.
It's hanging in there. It's all hard.
As the curtain was falling, 2 ring gladiators charged into battle again.
You saw what he was doing. That was one of my keys too. You had to land that right hand, get inside and work there.
For there were still things to destroy
There's no question that Francois Botha is the braver man.
and men to cripple.
What a powerful overhand right by Botha. Another straight right hand by Botha. Just before the bell, Botha comes on big.
The 10-round marathon of adrenaline-fueled rage ended without a clear winner. The judges were divided in their opinion, and the intense melee was declared a draw.
Draw.
Despite sending people rolling left and right, Briggs would spend 6 years stuck in the friend zone of boxing organizations. During this stretch, the cannon's caliber grew up to 260 pounds, and he flattened 10
Yeah,
bodies
he
in
was.
12
That's when he was
battles.
getting bigger. Ooh.
The American also managed to endeavor into K1, getting acquainted with Tom Erickson's low kicks.
Kick the shit out of me, champ.
Yeah.
I think I'm the first guy ever to scream in the history.
Luckily, Shannon pulled the plug just in time.
I mean, he came in to punch
On
at
the
that
top of
point.
the head.
When he came in to punch, right, boom, champ.
Outside the ropes, Briggs was equally successful. His curly hair shined in Brooklyn Bros music clips, and he made appearances on the big screen in blockbuster movies worldwide.
I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker.
In 2005, Shannon had a chance to climb out of the ranking purgatory. Undefeated African fighter Abraham Okine promised to wage war, but showed up without a helmet.
His commentary, he got some words. Showed up without a helmet.
Briggs, on the other hand, brought the cannons with him.
They trade left hands. Now a right hand over the top from Shannon Briggs. And O'Connor goes down.
He quickly came out for an encore.
Quite a lot. Second knockdown scored on this first
The
round.
lack of combat ideas was evident from Okine,
Not to stand at the ends of the punches of O'Connor.
and Shannon made him dance.
Moments of what has been a big first round for Shannon Briggs. He gets him again.
That made him dance.
Saved by
Abraham watched himself get brutalized for 2 more rounds,
Briggs. A name
until Briggs got bored.
is away from the game. Now there's a couple of left hands and a big right hand.
The American's left hook could not miss. He added an overhand and ended the shift early.
Overhand, boy.
Now there's a couple of left hands. and a
Overhand
big
right.
hand.
Soon after, Briggs crossed paths with Olympic champion and former WBO monarch Ray Mercer. Boasting 34 wins and 25 KOs under his belt, Ray was no stranger to spectacular destructions. Mercer had only been finished by Vladimir Klitschko, only succumbing to a standing knockdown. So he took the opening
Standing
bombardments
knockdown.
well. Ray responded with a rapier-like jab, and also went hunting for the head. Briggs paid back in a series of exchanges, landing swift 1-2s, and neutralizing Mercer's lead hand with overhand counters. He never stopped blasting the left either. Mercer frantically bit back from time to time, causing the fans to flinch regularly. Nevertheless, by the second half, Shannon settled in the driver's seat. and Ray suddenly got teleported into the neighboring dimension. Clocked with a sneaky left hook to the temple, Mercer began to sink
I
into
didn't even
darkness.
hardly see it.
Briggs casually
Okay.
threw a couple of concrete blocks on the drowning man. This opportunity was precisely what 34-year-old Shannon had been waiting for. And with a series of early gambits, he collected secondary belts of all 4 major federations.
You looked like you were having a little bit of fun in there. Well, I'm happy, I'm comfortable, I'm strong. I don't have to, I'm a heavyweight. That's what I'm gonna fight, heavy. And I have a lot.
Rolling in dough, Briggs received a title shot against the WBO champion, Sergey Liakhovich.
I've been around a long time, but I'm a lot younger than people assume me to be. I'm 34. They got me like listed as 44, basically, in people's mind.
The Belarusian got caught under the tank treads at the outset.
And now he finally goes on the attack. Briggs swinging with rights, left hooks to the body. Lahovic steps back, and a couple of good left hooks to the head by Briggs, then follows it up with...
But Sergey had seen much worse when the Soviet Union fell apart.
A big right hand to the head by...
Managed to seize the initiative with merciless bodywork.
Came in at 268, it's much...
And unexpected transfers up top.
Two good jabs, but he doesn't follow it up. Combination of order.
Now, the conventional wisdom is that we're headed into rounds in which...
Briggs would respond with meaningful shots.
Couple of right hands and more active, that's pretty obvious. And now he is, and he's landed the heavyweight title as a challenger.
In the second half, he kept looking for another one-hitter quitter. While Liakhovich chained things together beautifully.
Are the answer. He's landed.
In the later rounds, Shannon brought in artillery support.
Big right
hand by Briggs.
Wow.
That got Sergey's attention.
There's a sense of it from him.
Oh, big wicket. There's a big right hand again.
Just before the final bell, the Belarusian got fed up
Significant shots.
and buckled.
Big right hand by Briggs. Looking to follow up with a left. The right down goes left.
That's it.
Endgame approached its last moments.
This breakthrough.
He's got to survive.
Can Lahovic make
thought
it to
that was
the
it.
end?
Off the back of the head.
Now that's it.
Lahovic down.
Landing a couple of rights
Knocked him in the first row.
and knocking Liakhovich out of the ropes. Briggs pulled off a sensational ending with a second left to go and claimed the championship strap.
I'm crazy, man.
A year down the line, the threat to his reign came in the form of Sultan Ibragimov. The Olympic silver medalist with a flawless record of 20-0 was known for having a dynamite left hand.
Looping left hands. Not a good thing.
Briggs started out strong.
Можно отметить, что в принципе он в ринге боксер спокойный, если его не ломают. Вот если он не нарывает, они понимают это все, но...
Yet the pneumonia bout he had suffered earlier drained the gas tank.
Важно все-таки не попасть здесь в разление, потому что... Воспоминания по ходу пола нокаутировал его в 5-м раунде.
Leaving him unable to keep up with the Dagestani boxer's assaults.
Тут может в любой момент. А очень трудно, если человек, который отказывается расстыкивать, не входить в опасность.
Shannon still had explosive moments.
Большое впечатление в очередной раз. И им воспользовался вот таким сильным ударом.
And yet, in the end, Ibragimov emerged victorious in the judges' eyes.
Я думаю, что мог нарваться на неприятность. Налево. Бриггса своего главного оружия. Это может...
Losing the decision and the title, Briggs left boxing. Only to make a grand comeback 2 years later. Upon his return, he racked up 4 knockouts. As always, all in the first round. Among the victims was the future WBC and IBF champion, Rob Calloway, who promptly earned Shannon a shot at a prestigious belt. His opponent, Vitaly Klitschko, had not lost in 7 years, held the WBC Championship gold, and boasted an impressive stat of 38 KOs in 40 triumphs. Aware of the danger in front, Briggs was cautious to engage in an all-out brawl. Protruding his head out rarely and tentatively. Vitali, on the other hand, showed zero self-doubt, commanding space with the lead hand throughout all 12 rounds. Had fun on the counter, and delivered powerful right hands in abundance. To give credit where it's due, unlike Klitschko's previous foes, Shannon had no intention of going down, courageously lasting to see the final bell. Accepting the one-sided verdict and making no excuses, 38-year-old Briggs retired from boxing with a bag of money in hand.
How would you assess your career? Many have thought that maybe you've been an underachiever.
You know, where I came from, it was rough, and listen, I'm way out of the ghetto, I'm way out of the hood. I'm feeling good about that, and I'm doing good for myself. I got a great family, 2 beautiful children. I'm doing great.
Bald Shannon's life in retirement was anything but boring. He discovered the internet, started showing off his body, and boosted the now legendary catchphrase,
The champ! Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ!
The harassment campaign against the younger Klitschko brother, Vladimir, gained worldwide popularity.
Remember Mickey, the Rocky?
The American would crash press conferences and chase the Ukrainian from gym to gym. There was no escape, not even at a diner.
It's my shit. Yeah, that's right.
SUP surfing wasn't safe either.
Everywhere you go, I go. Say champ. Big away, dog. Big away. Yeah. Everywhere you go. What's up, champ? You okay? You okay, buddy? Get a ring. Yeah, get over for what? Fighting in the ring. Let's go, champ.
Riding the wave of hype and getting into shape during the break.
Yeah!
42-year-old Shannon returned to the ring in 2014. He dismantled 7 fellas along the way and added a few minor titles to his collection. Unfortunately, the money fight with the younger Klitschko never materialized, but in the hearts of fans, the war was won fair and square.
Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ!
Doped up like a racehorse, Briggs stepped into the ring for the last time at the age of 44.
Where did he get this stuff?
Prior to his next bout,
Body
he was
shot.
piss hot for inhuman levels of testosterone. Thus, the American's official record froze in 2016. At 60 victories, 6 losses, 53 knockouts, 37 of which were in the first round. Today, Shannon is 51 and always the center of attention. The Cannon works as a trainer for celebrities and leads a public life. Appears on popular podcasts and doesn't forget his fight business buddies.
I want the champ, y'all!
Briggs doesn't shy away from a fun scuffle on camera.
Hey, come on, guys.
The conversations with Tyson about the old days are particularly touching.
The environment we was in was, it was rough.
It's all about survival.
Survival, you know what I mean? It's survival.
You're watching your friends kill people. You're watching your friends kill your other friends.
Woo! The good news, Chan. Come on, touch it.
No, all that.
Let's go, Chan. We survived. That's the good news.
I'm Mike Tyson.
And I'm the champ, Shannon the Tannin.
Let's go, champ.
If there was a sunset in the American's career, it certainly was a vibrant one. Shannon Briggs is often remembered for all the sensational antics and the catchy slogan. However, he emerged from nothing onto the boxing ring during an era when the level of competition at heavyweight reached historic heights. Rocking the arenas, Briggs combined devastating power with exquisite technique. entered the elite club of champions, and never lost his youthful enthusiasm over 20 plus years of dynamic violence. A knockout machine. A master of self-promotion, and a hilarious dude all in one. Beware the cannon.
That was something, boy. Now we need to get that damn Rampage fight. That's what they said. They've been picking at each other for 2 years now. We need to get this in the ring now. That fight going. They should have put together by now, because they said this fight is, I don't know, said it was happening in June, July, I don't know, because the Tyson and what's the name fight, that's on the back burner now. And what's his name? Nelson Jones said he would step in there. No, what's happening? I want to see the damn fight. Briggs and Rampage. I want to see it.